What's going on, guys? My name's Lior and I'm a team leader with Compass out of Boston. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about if you're a new or newer agent, how to choose which brokerage or team to join to have a successful business. What's going on, guys? My name's Lior, and as I said, I'm going to be doing this video on how to actually decide how to choose where to hang your license as a new or newer agent. Now, the reason I decided to make this video is because I remember when I was a brand new agent, I really did not have any idea how to filter through different brokerages. I mean, there's so many options, right? I mean, if you Google which brokerages to join in your area, I'm from Boston, so I did that, and you get like a million different results, right? And you can speak to 100 different people, you'll get 100 different answers. And the other thing too that was confused me a lot, and I kind of messed up on, was when you meet with actual companies or with teams, there's a lot of like flashiness, right, with recruitment. And what I mean by that is you'll see a lot of like super fancy gloss, really nice papers, and you'll hear a lot of different really interesting pitches about the sexiness of brands and et cetera, et cetera. And the bottom line is I kind of, for me, when I was starting to join, I thought that was going to make a big deal to my business, but it didn't really impact me that much. So now that having gone through that confusion, I decided to make this video. So I'm going to be giving you guys 4 specific tips on what I would be looking at if I was a brand new agent looking to join a broker. And number 1 is going to be training and access to your broker or team leader. And the reason why this is super important is as a newer agent, you probably will have questions about transactional logistics, handling specific situations with your clients, dealing with certain, new things that you've never seen before, paperwork, legalities, all that fun logistical stuff that as agents we absolutely love. You're going to have a lot of those questions. And if you don't have access to your broker or if you don't have access to your team leader, and usually at a relatively quick pace, right? Because sometimes a client needs to know something in order to put an offer in. And if you don't have access for like 2 days, that can hurt your client's chances and your chances of getting a deal together. So that's why I think having access to someone that is experienced and can actually spend the time to guide you on all of these different logistical components of being an agent is absolutely crucial. When I joined my first brokerage, it was a small little shop and I had direct access right to the broker. That was definitely the best part about it. I think it was like only 15 or 20 agents. So I was able to call up my broker and I had a lot of questions all the time. So it's absolutely crucial that I think you guys as new agents have that. And the other component to it is, of course, training. Now that can be provided by the team specifically, by the broker specifically. It can also be done on a one-to-one basis, again, with your team leader or broker. But you basically want to make sure you have some sort of training capacity with your new organization because real estate is a steep learning curve. And everything you learn in real estate school to get your license doesn't really apply to growing a business. So you want to make sure training and access to questions is available for you. Number 2 component I would be on the lookout for is how can that organization you join, whether it's the brokerage or the team, how can they expand your brand in the long run? And you might be thinking, well, why am I thinking about the long run, right? I need money today. I need to get to business today. And that's certainly valid. But remember, as an agent, we always have to be looking at the long-term game, especially if this is something that you're thinking about making a career and something you're passionate about. That short-term business and being super focused on that is certainly one thing. But if you really want to have a successful career, you got to be thinking about how do I create a strong business over the long run? And over the long run, and what you can do is see how can this team or brokerage help me with my branding, right? Will they be able to help me anything with like videos, right? Because we all know video today is absolutely crucial to build your brand in your marketplace. So I would look, before I even get to the short-term stuff about what kind of leads you can provide me today. I know that's what you have on top of mind because I know you want that paycheck today. But if you can have that vision of how can these guys help me grow over the next year or 2 years and really take my brand and my business to the next level, I think that's going to pay insane dividends. You won't see that paycheck today, but again, if you're going to be in this business for any substantial amount of time, it is absolutely crucial. Now, tip number 3, and I put this specifically after number 2, is those short-term leads. That still is important because as a new agent, you're going to want to start doing business obviously as soon as possible. And it's unlikely you're going to have a massive pipeline of buyers and sellers, right? Since you haven't been able to really prospect, you're just brand new in the business. So you still certainly want to see what kind of short-term lead opportunities you'll be getting at this new team or brokerage, right? Will they be providing you any sort of Facebook leads, any PPC, Google PPC leads? Those leads are okay. You're going to get a bunch of them. You're going to have to call and follow up a ton and maybe convert 2 to 3% of them. But it's a good lead source. Will you get maybe leads like Realtor.com leads or Zillow leads, which are incredibly expensive? Will you get other leads? Will you maybe get some of the team's inbound leads? Maybe they're getting inbound leads from their own sphere of influence or from their own branding, right? From their own YouTube channels, from their Facebook groups, or from their Instagram, whatever they're doing to brand themselves. Are they going to be sharing any of those inbound leads with you as well? So again, definitely not as important as that long-term vision, but certainly you want to have some sort of short-term leads to kind of help and put a little gasoline on your business today. And finally, component number 4 I would be on the lookout for is culture. I think it's more important than ever. Real estate is insanely collaborative. And the one thing that I think a lot of agents really don't like, and I would personally hate too, that I hear from others, is they say they go to these companies and it's just like everyone is for themselves and everyone kind of hunts on their own and they're not super collaborative. That's a really crappy environment to be in. Again, real estate sales is an incredibly challenging industry, but the good thing is there's so much opportunity out there. Like having one person's success does not diminish your chances at success. So really evaluating the culture and the type of people you're going to be working for, because again, you don't want to be stuck in a position where maybe you need some help with something or you're trying to bounce some ideas off of another agent or your broker and they're just not really reciprocating that, right? It's got to be a collaborative effort. There's so much opportunity out there that believe me, there's more than enough for everyone out here. So those are the things I would be looking at if I was a new agent. Again, I think having access to your team leader or broker, the long-term vision of how they can help you, the short-term leads, and then also the culture. Those are all critical components and something I would really evaluate. So if you guys have any questions, any thoughts, shoot them below and I will help you out.